Hello, everybody. Welcome to Why We Love Horror. And hey, Abby and Aaron are back. It's Abby and Aaron Brooks, and I'm JWMaher. And this is Why We Love Horror. I don't even know what number we're up to. 82, I think. That's right. How are you guys doing? Welcome back.
Yeah, we're doing good. We're happy to be back. Talk about some movies again.
Yeah. And we're here to talk about a hell of a summer.
This summer's gonna be huge for us. Now we're counselors.
Let's cut to the biz. I'm a 6-year veteran myself. You are in very safe hands.
Mike? Oh God, what is happening right now?
There's a killer on the loose. If we stick together, everything's gonna be okay. There's so much blood. I'm not going back out there. What about Miley?
Please, he's probably chopping her up as we speak.
Ezra.
Guys, one of the most entertaining slasher films of the decade. What a treat. I'm really happy we got to see it. I'll do a synopsis. So this is it's pretty the synopsis is pretty straightforward. There's a camp, and the camp counselors show up before the campers show up, and then they start killing the camp counselors. It's Friday the 13th. It's a great throwback, pretty much, with comedy. It's Friday the 13th with comedy, right, guys?
I don't know if the comedy I guess it kind of exists in this movie. I guess it depends on what type of comedy you enjoy, I will say.
Yeah. It's been a good year for horror comedy, for sure. I think most of the early part of this year, I think the top part of my list is somewhat horror comedy with some other genres sprinkled in there. But yeah, when a movie really relies on the comedy and then isn't very funny, and then the horror isn't really there, it just ends up being kind of a little bit boring for me personally. So I was pretty let down by this, if I'm being honest.
I would say I was also let down by it. Like, I was expecting a lot more. I do still love Fred Hechinger, though. Keep making movies,
He's
Fred.
probably the best part of the
Fred
movie.
is the best part of this movie. Like, hands down, he's like, it's pretty much all on Fred's shoulders the entire movie, I'd say.
His name is Jason.
Yeah. Adam Pally carries the first 5 minutes, and then the other 85 minutes is all Fred Hechinger.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Finn Wolfhard is in this movie too, but like it feels like he's not in the movie, even though he's in the movie.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, yeah, I remember maybe it was an Aaron's review. I think he had said, and I'll throw up spoilers when we start talking about this. Like, he didn't like any of the characters, or maybe that was your review, Abby. Yeah, these characters, while they are like slasher stereotypes, some of the stereotypes are weird. Like the one girl who's like a goth is weird. You have a vegan, and it's weird. It's like they're weird choices. Like it's really a far cry from when like you had a good 80s slasher with a bunch of like stereotypes. Like, this is like, I guess they tried to overlay it over modern times, and it doesn't work like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say this feels very like modern. A lot of the comedy, a lot of the characters. Yeah, I think Aaron and I might have both said that all of these characters are not very likable or not very good. The main character that you're supposed to root for, I guess, is the like 24-year-old camp counselor that everyone's like, why are you here? Why are you coming back? And I guess he's kind of likable, but it's also like the entire movie you are like, why are you here? Kind of thing. That was at least how I felt with him. But yeah, the humor, the dialogue, like the characters, it just felt like it felt like it was written by either like teenagers or like early 20-something-year-old kids.
It was.
Exactly, because it was. And it didn't, for me at least, it didn't fully work.
Yeah, I'd say let me go through more stereotypes. You have film douche is there. He's a character. You have just generic fuckboy is a character.
The influencer.
Influencer girl. Then like Finn Wolfhard and Billy Brick are the best friends. These guys would be gay under any other circumstances, but they can't be gay because you have your stereotype theater gay also as a character in this movie. It's like the weirdest. Like it's like they're all stereotypes I can quickly identify, but I don't know any of these people in real life. Okay, maybe I know a theater gay, but I don't know any of the other ones.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
What do you think of the characters, Aaron?
Yeah, it just I was like, I know who that is. I know what that is. I don't know anybody who is that or who is that person, but I know what that is. Like over and over again, it just kind of lacked a little sincerity. So it kept, I think, a lot of the comedy from ever landing for me, and so that made it pretty boring quickly for me in that end. And then, like, every time there was a potential horror moment, it did that horror comedy thing, which, you know, we talked about with Borderline on our special edition when we reviewed that, how it looked away from a lot of the kills. For some reason, it worked a little bit better than here, where, I mean, other than like having the knife come out of one of like the skull of one of the people, like it's just like kind of leaves you a little bit wanting more on that end. So you're just not really being entertained from the horror or the comedy aspect. So
I would agree there because there's one kill that I thought they were going to show us, and like I was really hoping to see it. The theater douchebag Ari has a peanut allergy, and they make a real big show that they're going to like smear peanut butter on him, and he's like going berserk, like nah, and screaming, and you don't see anything. You just see them carrying a slightly bloated corpse away. It's like. And again, I didn't hate this movie, but like all of its flaws are like there. I think my biggest problem with this movie is like I knew who the killers were like immediately because of how they killed the characters that were the killers. Like you saw the other kills, but then there's two character kills you definitely don't see, but you're told they're dead. And I'm like, well, they're the fucking killers, aren't they? And then when they finally revealed them, their motive was stupid too. It didn't make any fucking sense. So like, that's done with my griping. Like I can't. The movie automatically has a ceiling for me now, and like it can't be a great movie. It's fine otherwise. Still love you, Fred Hechinger. What else you guys want to say about this?
Yeah, I mean, you also said it. I agree. I was going to say the killer's motives I thought were just incredibly stupid. I mean, I didn't dislike this movie as much as Aaron did, but I think that was one of the things that bothered me the most as well, was just like the reasoning behind them wanting to be the murderers. They just wanted to be famous. I just thought it was incredibly stupid and pointless, and I just didn't like that. I couldn't get behind it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we don't even need to spoil anything more for this movie. I think we've said enough. I think if you're like a completionist for 2025 horror, you should watch it. If you like people trying to pay homage to 80s slashers, if you're into the effort, you could watch it. But like it's just barely good, I guess. We'll get to the ratings then. Aaron, I know you have the lowest score, so I'll let you go first.
Thank you. I try to, keep a lot of my criticism to myself because I can only say so many times. Nothing with this movie really worked for me, but nothing with this movie really worked for me. And I was quite disappointed by this. It felt like Neon doing their like version of like not good Blumhouse, which is most Blumhouse. And I was pretty rough with my rating, but I do want people to kind of stay away from this movie because I don't think it's very good. 1.5 videotapes for me. Yes, the dreaded 1.5 out of 5.
Could go lower, but we didn't. Yeah. Abby, what do you got?
So yeah, I didn't dislike it as much per se, but I just I didn't think it was a successful horror comedy because I didn't think it was funny. And like we said, I didn't think there was any particularly memorable kills or really likable characters. I do like Finn Wolfhard though. Like I would be curious to see what he does next. I think maybe if he can get away from some of this, like the dialogue, I think if he gets that a little bit better, he could really make something good. But I gave this a 2.5. I think it is well made, I guess. But I just had a lot of complaints about it.
Yeah. I would agree it's technically sound, and while I did name almost all the characters, I left one out. I left the black girl out, but she has literally no character. She's the girl that Finn Wolfhard goes down on. That's it. That's her whole character. She receives cunnilingus. Congratulations. 3 videotapes out of 5 for me. That it was never going to go higher than 3. It's perfectly serviceable, but it is like I have to like fake saying it's good. It's good, and I'm smiling through gritted teeth. It's just barely. I would go 2.5, but I feel I can't do that to Fred. But anyway, let's talk about the Why We Love Horror Challenge. We're all back to that. You can go to that website and follow along with us. 52 prompts for 52 weeks. Join whenever you want. Don't join. It's cool. But we have plenty of people playing along, plenty of people watching movies. We're in the section where we're watching. There's a bunch of like horror regulars that have put out dozens of movies. So last week, Jake and I talked about Barbara Crampton. This week, the 3 of us are talking about Bill Moseley, who's been in a ton of movies. The only caveat was that you couldn't pick a franchise movie. So you couldn't pick like the Firefly trilogy or Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Halloween. You had to stay out of all that stuff. So anywho, I picked a movie that I wanted to see for a while. I never had an excuse to see it until this week. And Adelaide Spence was very happy that I watched Repo the Genetic Opera. And you know what? Darren Lynn Bousman, whether you like him or dislike him, I would, if you're going to make a horror musical, I would put it in his hands because he definitely knew the assignment for this movie, and he did a great job, I'd say. Abby?
So I watched a movie called, technically I watched 2 where Bill Moseley is in it for like a total of 5 minutes in both of them. But the one that I'm going to count for this week is called The Convent. It's a movie that came out in the year 2000, and it's really, really dumb, but it is fun. It's basically about a group of college kids, or I think they're college age. They go to this old convent that like apparently, I don't even remember, like a bunch of nuns died and they're trying to see if it's haunted and all of that. And everybody starts becoming possessed, and it's really like kind of gross and stupid. But again, you can have a really good time. Bill Moseley is a cop with Coolio. So
Coolio?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm watching this movie.
So that was like 5 minutes of the movie though. I also watched the Night of the Living Dead remake. I know I'm not really counting it. Which I thought was decent. He was also in that for 5 minutes.
And Aaron, what'd you watch?
So I kind of cheated because much to my dismay and others, the Evil Bong franchise is a franchise. I watched Evil Bong, the original. We're
gonna give you a pass this week. Go ahead.
Yeah, this movie has a bong that's quite evil. It's all the mid 2000s stoner hijinks you could, come to expect, right down to Tommy Chong being like this huge cameo when he comes on. Like they like stop the movie to be like, whoa, like it's incredible. It's Tommy Chong. He had time to do this movie. Great. Yeah, these movies are going to be a chore. But a labor of love at that. I'm 2 movies in now. And you can check out on the channel, Aaron Unwinds, if you want my thoughts on the first movie, Scrambled Together.
That being said, if you made it this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. The Letterboxd challenge, one more time, is at that website. We'd love for you to join us. Schedule here is it's beefing up. Hey, Sundays is Why Liv Loves Horror. You get my daughter and whoever else wants to show up talking for like 5 to 7 minutes about a movie. Like, did she really pay attention? I don't know, but people seem to like to watch her talk about stuff. Monday, Will and I pay a lot of attention to movies, and nobody watches it. So what the fuck do we know? That's called Versus. Tuesday, you might get a special edition. Wednesday is now the nights where you'll watch Aaron Unwinds, where he's going to go through all 50 Evil Bong movies, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Thursday is Why We Love Horror. You're watching it. And Friday is Why We Love Horror Trivia, where we are going to give you Why We Love Horror Trivia Jeopardy this week, and then there's also a match that really fucking sucks, but that'll be airing, so watch that tomorrow and you'll see why. Also, that's basically it. We're down to the end of our video. I'm JWMaher, and that's Abby Brooks and Aaron Brooks, and this has been Why We Love Horror.